I'm feeling good.
Hey everybody, now what I'm going to teach you is where to buy in, and I want to give you a few examples. So we're going to look at two. We're going to look at Bitcoin Cash and we're going to look at Z Classic. So Bitcoin Cash is already a trade that I've done, and I'll go through and I'll show you that. And then I also want to take you through where I see maybe the potential. So you can see one, evidence of trading and looking at different points, and then the second part will be looking at another potential coin that we can go after. So what I normally do is I click on wallet, then I click on BCC, which I know is the shortcut for Bitcoin Cash. Now at the moment I'm using Bittrex, and what we'll do is further in the training course I will show you how to set up a Bittrex account and how to use it and how to trade as well. But at the moment, what I want to teach you to do is, this is still part of your research before you even buy your first coin. So all of this program is going to be, it's linked together to give you, before you buy your first coin, you've done all your research and you sort of clued up in terms of what you want to buy and when you want to buy it and what price you want to buy it, because those are the most important things. So let's click on BCC and up comes the chart. Now, let's change it to day view. Let's take it out. So I very quickly got onto the back of Bitcoin Cash. The main reason for it was, I'll go through it later in my course, is human psychology. Human psychology is quite predictable when you know what it is. So with Bitcoin Cash, there was always going to be this rise, the anticipation, the new bit, the FOMO as they call it, people getting on the back of it. Then people got their free coins, free money, then £1,000 a coin. Hey, I'm gonna dump these. So they dumped the coins. Then that was a clear buying signal for me to get in, because what comes down will always go up at some point if the fundamentals are good. Now with Bitcoin Cash, we know that the technology better than standard Bitcoin. It's going to be faster and bits and pieces. So for me, I thought, well, this will go back up at some point. So I started looking at where's my entry point. So I sort of bought in around here. As we can see, it went up for a bit, then actually went down. I was down about £300 for a little bit, and all of a sudden we had this really nice little bit of movement here, all the way up, and the price nearly tripled, which is amazing. As you can see here, if you got right out on the spike, what I would say is that, in these type of trades, you want to trade in here and sort of trade in here. You're never going to call the bottoms and the tops perfectly. If you do, you're going to be a millionaire. But generally, you want to get in the middle and you have a piece of the pie, piece of the action. So I bought back here, and I will show you those trades. And then I sold out here. So I got out and made some tidy profit on that one. So what I'm going to do is show you the orders. So we can look in orders. So this has, and again you can see I've got some orders waiting at the moment. So Bitcoin Cash, that was one of my first purchases. So BCC. So again you can see here, so a small purchase, which is testing the waters, and then a slightly larger purchase there. So you can sort of see the price total, let's call that 0.4 Bitcoin. Now if we fast forward to the trade, so you can see I actually sold at 2 points. One here, we actually got 4 Bitcoin back. So I sold when I got my original investment back. So sold out, okay, original investment, everything else is free running. Then again, here, seeing that Bitcoin Cash started to slide, so then I got out again, another 4.1 Bitcoin. So I got 0.8 Bitcoin, or just over, back, and I put in 0.4, so double my money. It's a nice little trade there. And also you can see it because it's in my account, so you know that those are the key things. We've got to start looking at some of the technical stuff. You know, it's all great having FOMO and people, you know, be very careful of people on Facebook with a very good media presence, like bigging up coins. Generally, they will have a low position. They will be trying to big up the coin, so more people come in, the value goes up, they make more money. And there's also the other side where they've bought in quite high, the coin's plummeted because it's got nothing to, it's not that good. Like something like Steam, I don't really rate that coin, if I'm honest. I get the concept, but there's other coins coming out which are just better. So it's going to be left behind, I think. And if you only have to look at the price, and it's rock bottom, and people just bigging them up because they've bought in high and it's low, and they're trying to bring it up. So you know, balance the books. I don't really agree with that. So do your research, look at fundamentals, look at some of the things that, you know, go on the white papers, understand a little bit deeper, get on the Twitter groups, get in other groups, get in with more experienced traders. Like if you get into the crypto group that we talked about before, which is this one here, you know, I'm fairly experienced, you know, since 2008 been trading, so I've got a fair bit of experience, so I can help and ask questions. I've been doing crypto for about 7 or 8 months, but the transferable skills are the same. So we've got that. So what I'm going to look at now is Z Classic. Sorry, let's just go to wallets. This is just the way I like to do it. Z Classic. There we go. So this is obviously one that we reviewed before, and obviously with all these reviews, you know, they are reviews, they're suggested examples. They're not go out and buy these coins. You have to do your own research, and that's so important. That's why I dedicated a whole couple of sessions to this. So what we're going to do now is look at buy points. Now you're all excited, you know, you've got your cash, you've just, you know, I'm going to show you how to change, you know, your cash into Bitcoin and put Bitcoin into your Bittrex account, and then, you know, you're all excited, you want to go, you're like a kid in a sweetie shop. And what you need to do is take a big breath, step back, and remember all the little bits I'm teaching you now. So, if we look on the 1 day, like I said before, we can see that there's potential huge growth here. Potential. But what we need to figure out is, where do you buy it? Now, I've traded this today. So I bought in some time ago. Let's have a look. Way back here. And then I traded out today. So traded for a significant profit. So if we have a look at the 1 day, you can obviously see here we've got the classic candle reversal pattern. We have, oh, let's make it bigger. Sometimes these things don't do what you want to do when you want. You can see there's a gap up. When I see a gap up, that means the volume is going to jump, and that's a good time to buy in if you didn't get in at an earlier stage. So for me, that is a huge sign on candlesticks. Now, I'm not the biggest candle expert in the world. There are some very good YouTube videos on it, and I would suggest go out and just find a couple. I think if you type in candlesticks training or something, one of the guys comes up, Stephen Bigelow, I think his name is. Very, very, very good. Excellent training. It's about 2 hours long. And he'll talk you through candlesticks. You don't need to know all the patterns, you just need to know key ones. So very key, reversal pattern, you're going to make some money. The next thing I like to do is, because this particular trade was a sit and wait, so buy it low, sit for it to go, wait for it to go up, and then trade. I like to move to then the 15 minutes. So what we'll do is condense that a little bit. So you can now see some more candlesticks. I sold out here today in terms of calling the tops. As soon as I seen that large red candle, then I was out. And if you do the candlesticks training, some of this stuff will really, really help. Now, I'm quite bullish on Z Classic. So I'm thinking, well, I would like to get back in again. And what I like to do is I like to look for resistant points. So we've got one potentially here, you got one here. So where do I want to buy in? Again, we're seeing the candlestick, but it's on a bit of a downtrend. So what I will probably do is look at setting a trade around here or here. So if we look at on the right hand side, these are Satoshis. So you don't see it in dollars and all this because it's Bitcoin. So at the moment, at that price, that would be 0.000035332 of a Bitcoin. So what you can do is you can set the price. So what we'll do is we're going to set one right now. So this is where I believe, so I think it will come down. It normally comes down, you know, there's Fibonacci charts you can put on top of this. So where's Fibonacci? You can go in here, you can have a look at so much stuff. Have they got it on here? There's a few different websites that use it, but again, another one I like to use is Bollinger Bands. Create. So again, you see some constriction. It's starting to come together here. Again, that's signs of sell-off. You can see the expansion here. When you see the Bollinger Bands go wide, that's a good sign. If they go wide really fast and really hard and really at angles, that means there's going to be some explosive growth. So you can start looking at the, you know, you can see it here like boom, boom, two real big sort of pushes there. So you can see all these different dynamics that are happening. I think for me, this seems like a good number here. That looks like there's a couple of resistance points. It looked like it could potentially bounce. I'll get a good price. So that would be 0.12343 Now, like I said before, some people get all excited at the very beginning. Yeah, that looks good too. So, and they just jump in and they would buy up here. Now, what this takes is sometimes just a little bit of patience. And what you can do is it's like setting traps. So here, I've got 1.57. So this is, I'm just gonna show you very quickly. So we set it in there. We set the price, which was 43255. Cool, that'll give me 364. Now the reason I've not just bought in here is because I believe that there is a downtrend. I can see constriction on the Bollinger Bands, and when I set up the Fibonacci charts, I'll also have a look at that and also check, you know, at what percentage, because Fibonacci is all about percentages and what the decrease and where you think it will fall. Because if something grows by 100%, the likelihood is the next day it's not going to do that. You're going to see a bit of a sell-off where people are taking profits. If you had a coin and it went up 100%, would you take profits? Yes or no? You would. I've seen 100% today. I've taken that profit. Would you? Of course you would. So you always need to factor those things in. So when a coin goes up massively, it'll also come back down. But I don't think it's going to come down to the bottom. I think it's going to come, it might touch some of these resistant lines here. So this is why I've put this order in. Now what I'm going to do is go to buy. This is all set up. Confirm. So what it does, you can see it's placing the buy order. Now this might take a day, it might take 10 minutes, it might take a minute, it might even take 2 days or 3 days for that order to be filled. But when that comes down, that order will be tripped, and the likelihood is when it touches resistance points that as it comes down it touches, your order gets fulfilled and then it bounces, and that's where you can make some quick money. There's quite a few I've been doing that with recently. Stratis is one that I've traded. Stratis I think is a fairly good coin. I think long term it could have great application in terms of making things easier for the industry, but for some reason people just aren't getting behind it. I know there's quite big followers, so I use that one as a bit of a day trader. Library Coin done quite well out of that. you know, 90 to £100 a time. You know, you did do that every single day on 4 or 5 coins, you know, very quickly. And that's just the side portfolio of coins that I can trade on a daily basis. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight. So you don't have to jump in with the first trade. You know, have a look, understand, you know, try some of these charts. You know, you may need to do a little bit more research, but this will give you a bit of an idea, especially with these candlesticks. And these candlesticks, I'll just go a little bit bigger and I'll sort of explain what they are. So candlesticks are, you know, the ancient Chinese, I can't think what they used to buy and sell, but back in the day used to buy and sell stuff and used to use the candlesticks to predict the prices. So what they would do is, this tells you, say for instance, this green one tells you the lowest and the highest buy in the session, and this is where it's ended up. So it finished higher than the last one, so you know this bit here was higher than this bit here, therefore it's a green. And then again, if we go to this candle, there's no it didn't go very high or very low, but it was just a complete block. But as you can see, again, if we're going a little bit closer, won't let me, but again, it's a drop. Again, people are buying, they're not sure, then it's dropped again, there's a little bit of a buy-in, it will drop. You can sometimes see this pattern up and down. You're thinking, oh, it's going to go up, it's going to go up, it's going to go up. It will go up, and then it just keeps going down and down. And by the time you know it, you've lost 30-40% of your investment. So this is why I set these investment, the triggers quite low, because the thing is, if we look, wallet orders, let's have a look here. BAT, again, very good coin. Been trading that one up and down. Again, there's a buy. Let's have a look at BAT. Why not? Let's jump into that. Basic attention. So again, this guy, he invented Java. He's Mozilla Firefox. So here, I've been trading some of these spikes, you know, and not with much money, like £200-300, and you know, making £100 back. But at the moment, I've got my buy. I think it's around here somewhere. So again, waiting for that to drop. I can see there's a clear pattern up and down, up and down, up and down. I wait for the downs and I buy it. I wait for it to go up, and I don't get greedy. You know, 20, 30, 40% or 20% even is massive. I remember trading oil, and you know, you trade for 2 or 3%. So huge. And again, look, you can see it. You know, at the end of the session, come here. So very soon my order will be triggered on BAT. That will buy me in. And again, we can see sort of this resistance line here. There's a couple of points. You know, and you can use the line here. So there's a tool. There's Fibonacci. There we go. Draw lines with bottom tops. Yes, sort of in here. Roughly, that's roughly there. So this isn't perfect, but you get my drift. You know, that's touched the line, it's bounced back up, it may come down. Again, there's some resistance here and this little chop, but basically, you know, you've got some opportunity to do some small trades, and that's what you might need to do to get your portfolio up and running, is do some small little trades, make 100 quid here, 100 quid there. You go a week of doing £100 a day, well, that's £700 at the end of the week. Then you can start building your trades. Then you can start squirreling a little bit aside and start building little pots. But hopefully that's given you a little bit of an insight into sort of where you should be looking to buy in. So again, I would say if you're really serious about trading, then go and have a look at some of the, I think it's Steve Bigelow, try out some of his videos and stuff. Very, very good. Take great notes. And it will just help you. It's helped me significantly. So hopefully that will work really well for you. All right, thanks guys, and we're on to the next session.
If you liked today's video, please leave a like or a comment. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or check out the new ICO Discount Club website, where you can check out all the new ICOs, great discounts, and also prize giveaways. As always, I hope you got great value out of today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one soon.
I'm feeling low.